Why doesn't Earth have rings like Saturn? Have you ever wondered why Earth doesn't have stunning rings like Saturn? Are you sure you know the real answer? And what would happen if our planet suddenly had rings? Would it be as beautiful and harmless as it seems? Let's find out, because the truth is much more surprising than you might expect. Why does Saturn have rings? For centuries, Saturn's rings have been one of the greatest mysteries of astronomy. Galileo was the first to observe them in 1610, but at the time, he didn't even realize they were rings. It took decades of observations and theories before scientists understood what they truly were. Today, we know more about how Saturn's rings might have formed. The leading explanation was proposed less than a decade ago by Robin Canup, who published her theory in the prestigious journal Nature. Her simulations suggest that Saturn's rings were born from a violent process billions of years ago. When Saturn was forming, it was surrounded by a massive disk of gas. Several large moons, some as big as Titan, orbited within this disk, but gravitational interactions with the gas caused their orbits to shrink. One by one, these moons spiraled towards Saturn. As each moon approached the planet, Saturn's immense tidal forces stretched and compressed it, ripping away huge amounts of ice. Later moons captured some of this ice, only to lose it themselves when they too were torn apart and consumed by the planet. The spectacular ring system we see today is likely the last remnant of the final moon that fell victim to Saturn's overwhelming gravity. Other planets have rings too. Saturn isn't the only planet with rings. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune also have them, but their rings are much fainter and harder to observe from Earth. We discovered this thanks to the Voyager missions, which revealed that these rings are probably made of debris from moon collisions, or remnants of moons destroyed after crossing what is known as the Roche limit. What is the Roche limit? A moon is held together by its own gravity, but as it orbits close to its planet, tidal forces can begin to tear it apart. The Roche limit is the minimum distance a moon can orbit without being ripped apart by the planet's gravity. Gas giants like Saturn have a much larger Roche limit, which explains why they have swallowed multiple moons throughout their history, sometimes creating rings in the process. Could Earth have rings? Earth also has a Roche limit. So does that mean our planet could have rings just like Saturn? Not exactly. Saturn's rings are made mostly of ice. That's why they reflect so much sunlight and look so bright. But Earth orbits far too close to the sun. Solar radiation would quickly vaporize any ice particles, preventing the formation of icy rings. There's something called the snow line in the solar system. It's the region beyond which water can remain frozen over long timescales. This boundary lies around 5 astronomical units from the sun, somewhere near the asteroid belt. Earth, being just 1 astronomical unit from the sun, lies well inside this snow line. Any icy rings around our planet would have vanished long ago due to solar radiation and the solar wind. What about rings made of rock and dust? Billions of years ago, Earth actually did have a ring. A Mars-sized planet once collided with our young world, ejecting enormous amounts of rock and debris into orbit. Over time, these materials coalesced to form our moon. Back then, the Earth's surface was hellish. Volcanoes erupted constantly. The air was toxic, and life didn't exist yet. That ancient ring eventually disappeared as its material merged to become the moon we see today. Could Earth get rings in the future? Interestingly, Earth might have rings again one day, far in the future. The moon is slowly moving away from Earth at a rate of about 3.8 centimeters per year. This happens because the moon's gravitational pull creates tides on Earth. But since our planet rotates faster than the moon orbits, the tidal bulge is slightly ahead of the moon. This gravitational interaction transfers energy to the moon, making it move farther away over time. But when the sun becomes a red giant in about 5 billion years, everything will change dramatically. As the sun swells, it might engulf Mercury and Venus. Scientists are unsure if Earth will survive, but if it does, its environment will be completely transformed. In this scenario, our moon's orbit would be affected by drag from the expanded solar atmosphere. This could slow the moon down, causing it to spiral inward instead of moving away. Once it reaches the Roche limit, about 9,500 kilometers from Earth, our planet's gravity would tear the moon apart, creating a spectacular ring system. However, this event would be catastrophic for life on Earth. Gigantic chunks of the moon would rain down, heating the planet to extreme temperatures and destroying everything on the surface. What if Earth had Saturn-like rings without the apocalypse? Let's imagine, for a moment, that Earth somehow had beautiful rings without losing the moon or facing disaster. At first glance, it might sound amazing. Standing anywhere on Earth, you'd see vast bands stretching across the sky, glowing in sunlight. But there would be serious drawbacks. Astronomers would hate it. The rings would reflect so much sunlight that the night sky would never be truly dark, ruining observations of the cosmos. The rings would also interfere with satellites and space travel. Any spacecraft trying to leave Earth or place satellites in orbit would have to avoid collisions with the dense debris field. Even from different latitudes, the view would change dramatically. At the equator, the rings would look like a thin line. But as you move toward the poles, they would cover much of the sky, permanently altering the way we experience day and night. If you're enjoying this cosmic exploration so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future deep dives into the wonders of the universe. Why Earth probably never had rings like Saturn. Because Earth is so close to the Sun, it's very unlikely that it ever had icy rings like Saturn. It might have had temporary rings of rock and dust after giant impacts, but those didn't last long. And as we've seen, even if Earth had rings today, it would be far from ideal for us. Losing the moon and forming a ring would mean we're close to experiencing a catastrophic event. So maybe it's a good thing that Earth doesn't have rings. Our planet, with its single moon and stable conditions, is already the most life-filled world we know. Let's appreciate this incredible planet for what it is, the only known home to life in the universe. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, subscribe and explore our channel for more fascinating stories about space, science, and the mysteries of the cosmos. See you next time.